And I mean, and that's the fun of it, burns, because I mean, there's a million ways to skin a cat. And you know, a lot of people that come up to me and say, "Yo, can you show me how to burn? Can you show me how to burn?" I'm like, "Yo, all I can show you is how to dance. Burns is on you, man, because I got to keep my own burns." And I tell them, there's a million ways to skin a cat, man. Burns are freaking unlimited, man. And
see, but not only the burn, he's right. I'm not. But what I'm saying is about the jerk. The way Brooklyn does the jerk, with the burns, because you can stand there and burn, and that's not what I'm talking about. And I hate
I know that.
I hate to see that. And we'll get to that. I guess we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I guess.
Just not standing there burning. I'm talking about flowing the jerks with the burns, and making in the dance and making it look like a dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you back then you would be able to tell, oh, this guy's from Bushwick, because the way he jerks, the way he goes and does his drop. He's from here. He's from Park Slope. He's from fucking Sunset Park. He's from East New York. He's from South Side, Brooklyn. Because of the way he jerked, not the way he burned, the way he jerked. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's my opinion, but that's what I saw. Yeah. You know what neighborhood he was from. Yep. And that's where a lot of problems came from. Sometimes guys you have to hide the way they dance, because then you in a certain neighborhood you're gonna get jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Chuck came from the Bronx, they're saying them, you from the Bronx.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy out here. I think it was in the 90s. I want to say the 80s, but in the 90s, we even heard when someone would uprock, we'd call it Brooklyn rocking out here. So somehow that made it all the way out here. So
look at that. That's amazing. But yeah, the jerks. I mean, like I said, it's all one thing with three different parts. You know, you got your freestyle, you got your jerks, and it's all timing, man. I mean, when the break part comes on, man, what do you want to do? You want to do some jerks and burns. You don't want to freestyle anymore.
On beat.
Right.
That's because that's when the bass is the heaviest.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when it ties into doing burns. You know, while somebody's singing and a cappella, you're gonna be doing burns. That's ridiculous.
And that ties in with breaking as well, because you break to the break of the song.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's what we always try and teach b-boys, like you should be breaking to the break of the song, not to the lyrics or rap or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, like Just Begun. Just Begun is a battle record. The whole song is a goddamn break.
Yeah. You could break to that song.
Or Sex Machine. It's a whole. But then there's other songs that have.
Yeah, it's like why are you breaking to that?
Castles is a journey. That song.
That's definitely a rocking song.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a good rocking song.
Then you have street battle songs.
In my day, it was only rock. I mean, rock songs, rock
music.
Rock.
I was going to ask you that.
Rock.
What songs in the 60s were you guys rocking to?
Ex-Son of Jarrell. I've given them all to him. No.
Would it be like the Spinners or like...
if I played them for you, you probably never heard them. But once you hear them, you say, why haven't I heard that? And you want it. I've had...
like obscure rock groups?
It's because, you know what? You know how I've been away from rock so long that when I came back, you know how I've been finding music and remembering things? As time goes on, I start thinking, the slightest little thing, being that I'm in rock now, will set something off and I'll go, oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then I'll go look for it, or if I don't know it and I remember just a piece of it, I'll call one of the old timers and I'll tell them, yo, you remember this? Or like, Chuck is good. Chuck, I have a song in my mind and I'll tell him, yeah, Chuck. One time PJ put up a song and I called Chucky right away and I said, yo, where did he get that song? I thought Chuck gave it to him, because I know this is a real rock song that I used to hear back in 1970. A real rock song. And I even wrote, when he posted, I said, this is real rock. Because I remember that song. And I called Chucky right away. And Chucky put 310.5, right? Because that's our era, way back. Those are the kind of rock records. The last rock record I put up, people seemed to like it. And it was funny. I was watching the History Channel. And they were giving on some planets or something. They were going Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. When they got to Pluto, I said, wait a minute, that's a song. And I ran to the computer and I typed in Pluto and I got the record. And I said, there it is. That record was given to me by DJ Flowers, by the way.
Nice.
Nice. That song he's talking about was given to me by Rasta. Rest in peace. Rasta CIA. Rest in peace.
He just went.
Who does it?
Damn.
There's Pluto.
That Pluto is down by Pluto. It's Down and Out. It's the group Pluto.
Oh, the group is Pluto.
Yeah, and the song is called Down and Out. And that song, they used to play it in a club called the 5 Cents back in 1972. And this dude used to play that, only the break. Only the break. This dude, DJ Flowers, used to like breaks.
Yeah,
Well, in my time, I didn't know he got so famous. I just happened to ask Chucky, right? By coincidence, one day I was thinking about him, you know, because when I downloaded the record, someone had asked me, "Where'd you get this record?" And then it dawned on me. I said, "DJ Flowers gave me that record." So I called Chucky right away. I said, "Chucky, whatever happened to DJ Flowers?" I didn't know he went through all of that. I had no idea that he was the dude that mixed the record. I didn't know about this stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a dude that he used to like to play break parts of records for Lil Dave when we were kids, and he used to watch David dance, and he used to love the way Lil Dave used to dance. So when he see me and David walk in that club, right away he put you know, throw the brakes in, and Lil Dave right away, you've seen him, throw your jacket and get busy, you know. And that was the way he was. And this dude, I had no idea that he had come so far. Chucky said, "Do you know that he opened for James Brown?" I said, "What?"
Yeah.
Do you know
Yankee
that
Stadium.
he was the first? I says, "I didn't know any of this stuff, but I remember his music. Like when I hear him on the radio station or something, I say, oh, I know that dude, man. I know that dude, you know." But
I think he did a lot of remixing too, as well, with some disco songs.
They try to say he was a disco DJ and he had no influence on hip hop culture.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I've done my research and I've read DJs, not dancers, not people in the industry, saying he was one of the first guys to spin the break. They call it spinning the break. That was what I read.
Right. Yeah. I've read that where he extended the break.
Extended the break.
And right. And when people mention he was a disco DJ, we're not talking about like Saturday Night Live disco. Like they would play Melting Pot and like rock songs, like just good songs that people dance to. So that
certain DJs,
a disco club.
Certain DJs,
disco.
Certain DJs consider Somokosa to be a disco song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
but put it in a rock, and see how many rockers will get up and start ripping it.
Yeah.
DJs argue over Shaft being the first disco song or Somokosa. I've heard this on the radio live by old school DJs.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying? It's just things like this is never gonna stop. People considering that's why you got to come out with years. Drop your year, boom, boom, then you keep it valid like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I used to love the way he used to. I never heard music played the way he played it, and I didn't know this dude was who he was when I found out who DJ Flowers was. I had no idea, you know.
Yeah.
And when Chuck told me, and I says, "Dude, you remember?" He says, "Yeah, I know, Joe. I know." You know. And I called Little Dave right away, and I says, "Yo, you know?" He said, "You mean the?" I says, "Yeah, that guy." He said, "Nah." I said, "Yeah, I just found out." I said, "You can you believe this stuff?"
Yeah.
And then he said, "Man, I'm glad I got back into rock, you know, because Little Dave, man, I love Little Dave, you know. I mean, he can rock with the best of them, and you know, he's one of the nicest guys when he's rocking with you and everything. You know, he's a fun guy to be with in an event or something. You know, that's my boy. That's the leader of my crew, the Lil Dave Rockers. I mean, yesterday I was rocking over at the man. I felt like I've been away for 39 years, man. Trust me. But it was fun, you know, because people say they get mad when they get burned. People get mad when they lose a battle. Mm-hmm. You don't get mad. You enjoy it. Right. If you don't want to get burned, then don't get in.
That's true.
Because that's what the dance is about.
Yeah.
Burn or get burned.
Yeah.
Bottom line. You know, I don't see why people always crying. Oh, yeah, he didn't really burn me. Oh, and they start. You don't do that. This is an art. You know, it's burn or get burned. That's why the Clicks created the burn or get burned. That was my mistake on YouTube. I've been trying to clear that up for some time when I said that Clicks created rock. What I meant was our rock, Brooklyn rock, burn or get burned. That's what I meant. You know, a lot of people thinking that I said that Clicks created rock. I didn't mean that. What I meant was they created burn or get burned. That's a Brooklyn thing. That's ours. I know that.
You heard it here, folks.
One last thing, guys. What's your favorite song to rock to?
clap your hands.
If you only had one
In the jungle groove. It's got to be in the jungle groove. It's got to be.
Give it up, turn it loose.
It's got to be. That's it.
Can't go wrong, right?
Because you know what? Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that rock started when James Brown came out with Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, Cherie, Get Ready, all those records as they were coming up.
Yeah.
Rock was just starting to get cooked. You know, like when you turn on the stove and you got the pot on and you're ready to throw all the condiments in.
Yeah.
That's what it was like.
All right.
That's what it was like.
Nicely put.
Yeah.
Nicely put, Joe.
James Brown.
You can't go wrong with James Brown, right?
That's the first. That's honestly that when I first saw rock. When I first saw my biggest Apache line was at St. Michael's Church in the gym, which is a huge ass gym in East New York.
Yeah.
It was a freaking family party. I put those posters online many times. And, you know, boom, people doing sa hustle, da-da-do. All of a sudden, they threw goddamn Apache on. I saw like 30 dudes line up. And when I slacks, everybody's dressed beautiful. That's what the thing with rock, man. You can look fresh, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's stretching out. Everybody's ready to rock.
That's right.
Get down. Patchy, boom, 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 boom. Okay, now I'm like, holy shit. I'm sitting with my family at the table. I'm like, what the? In my mind, I'm like, oh shit. I'm 7, 8 years old.
Wow.
Holy shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Then Sex Machine comes on.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Awesome. Give it up, turn it loose.
So you like the junk groove too?
Oh, of course.
Also, there you go.
And that battle wouldn't stop. And they did it the three like they did the other day. Yeah. But it didn't go the same way.
That's right.
They did 3 guys. I mean, whoa, ridiculous. They had to do that 3 times, and it still ended up in a fight because nobody wanted to goddamn lose. I mean, that's what. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But that's when I was like, and I saw 2 of my cousins get up and rock.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I gotta learn this. And after that, I learned that dance.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I said, in my opinion, I was like, oh shit, this is how men supposed to dance. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously.
It's a real.
Him in the hotel room.
Oh yeah.
At 6 in the morning, the security kept coming. You guys got to keep it down.
It's a man.
What about Amigo Rock?
Men's.
Amigo Rock. What's your favorite song to get down to?
I really don't have a favorite, to tell you the truth, man. I get down to all of them, man. You know.
Oh, this guy.
That's it.
If you had to choose.
Like I say, I don't choose, man. Whatever's playing, I just get into it.
My next two, Galaxy by War,
yeah.
I can understand it. My New Birth.
I mean, they got a lot of records.
No, but I'm saying, you know, if it comes on,
I mean, pretty crazy. I'm instantly charged with rock music. You know, they could throw anything and I'll hit it hard. You know. Honestly, just play. You're playing music, and I like a variety too.
Yeah.
You're a freak.
You know, I don't want.
Everybody knows you're a freak.
So, but I mean, it's hard to choose, man, because like I said, I can enjoy them all top notch.
True.
You know.
I agree with them. It's hard, but the jungle groove stands out in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially the end break. I mean,
it's like the perfect song, right?
When honestly, and I don't care what anybody says, when it got your hand, if people don't start lining up, you should be labeled a goddamn terrorist and get the fuck out this fucking country. Because that shit, if you can't feel that, if you can't dance to that goddamn song, man.
Yo, I heard in the jungle groove. I heard the jungle groove last night, and I jumped in and I started to dance, and the girls started battling me. This is Brooklyn. This is real Brooklyn. You know, somebody sees you battling, they don't care who you are. You in there, you're gonna get burned, or you better be ready to burn. That's the way we do it. That's cool. Yo, Maine, I really appreciate this, man. Really.
This is fresh.
It's an honor for you guys to be on the show, man. Seriously.
I had a great time.
Short shot boys.
The whole weekend I spent with Maine.
Thank you.